Hello, everyone, and welcome to our May Cub Scout Roundtable. In fact, this is our first anniversary roundtable. We started a year ago this month. I am Vinny Close, Assistant Council Commissioner for Roundtable Program and Support here in Great Trail Council, and we're happy that you joined us tonight. We have a lot of information to share with you over the next hour, so let's start like we always do with the Pledge of Allegiance, the Scout Oath, and Scout Law.
Those in uniform, please salute. Those who are not, put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout Law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
All right, thank you, guys. And if you have some Cubs who would like to lead us in the pledge, Scout Oath, and Scout Law, let us know in the chat, and we will contact you after the broadcast to make arrangements. We are always looking for Cub Scouts in our own council to do those videos for us. All right, before we go any further, we want to take a minute to share with you a video that was recorded last week that is addressed to all of us volunteers in Scouting from Roger Krone, the Chief Scout Executive for Scouting America.
Scouting isn't just something we do, it's something we are. Scouting is about character, leadership, fun, and about service. Service and volunteerism have been at the core of the American ideal since the inception of our country. And it's at the core of Scouting. Every day across the country, Scouts lend a helping hand and lift each other up. Along the way, they build stronger communities and a stronger nation, not through their words, but through their actions. Without the passion and dedication of our almost 500,000 volunteers like you, Scouting America could not succeed in our mission of helping young people be prepared for life. Thank you for your unwavering commitment to Scouting America and the families and Scouts we serve. Your dedication on behalf of youth is an inspiration to us all. Thank you for everything you do for Scouting and for young people.
All right, thank you, Roger. And in case you were wondering, yes, that was Roger's Scout uniform from back when he was a Scout. Amazingly, he still fits into it. I have no idea how that's possible. I certainly can't fit into my old Scout uniform. But that is his uniform back from when he was a Scout down in Southern Ohio. All right, we want to welcome those of you who have joined us online. We're happy that you've joined us. Now, to help us track attendance, share your pack number and city in the live chat. And if you have any questions during this broadcast, let us know, and we'll either get them answered live on air or we'll respond in the chat. All right, it's time for our safety moment, and for this month, with Memorial Day coming up in a few weeks, we want to cover parade safety, as many of us will be participating in Memorial Day parades and other activities around the holiday. We've got a slide that we're going to put up on screen. So, keeping everybody safe during a parade should be at the top of your wish list. After all, nothing can ruin a holiday quicker than a sprained ankle or a broken arm, or worse, just a few days before summer break starts. Now, you can walk along or ride in passenger cars, assuming 2 deep leadership, and you can also now ride on floats. We'll talk about those safety things in a second here. First of all, do you have qualified supervision? Do you have enough adults to supervise your Scouts and monitor for hazards along the route? Now, many packs and troops will use what's called the 4 corners approach when you're marching in a parade with your adults. 2 at the front on the left and right, and 2 bringing up the rear. This also helps the little ones make sure that they don't stray off onto the sides of the road. You want to make sure you dress for the weather. Bring the following. Bring a first aid kit. You never know what can happen out on the parade route. Rain gear. It's raining right now, so you want to make sure you got your rain gear. Some good walking shoes. A water bottle is always good. And if the weather calls for it, sunblock and possibly some insect repellent. Now, you want to follow proper safety procedures, take head counts during and after the parade. Now, the BSA rule that prohibits the transportation of passengers in the backs of trucks or on trailers can be reduced during a parade for floats or even hay rides, provided that the following points are strictly followed to prevent injuries. Now, you can ride on a flatbed or trailer during the parade, but you cannot ride in one to the parade. You can only do it once the parade actually starts. Your legs cannot hang over the side, and you must be able to hold on to something stationary on the float. Those are both very important things to keep in mind. You want to consider the abilities of your younger and older members. See how long that parade route is. If it's a really long route, maybe your tigers and wolves might not make it till the end, but your Webelos and Arrow of Lights may do that. And you want to promote discipline. That's reminding the scouts that marching in the parade is a privilege. They're representing the scouting organization to your community. And if you're a Cub Scout pack, you can have a talk with your scouts beforehand to let them know the importance of representing scouting in a good light during a Memorial Day parade. All right, time now for our membership moment, and we're going to cover how your unit should be participating in Memorial Day events and other activities around the holiday. So, Memorial Day is coming up very shortly. Every scouting unit, whether you're a pack, troop, crew, ship, post, whatever, you should be involved in commemorating our fallen service members. Now, some of those options can include participating in activities that are sponsored by your local American Legion or VFW. You can act as the color guard at a school Memorial Day ceremony. You can march in a community Memorial Day parade. This is also a good recruiting time because it's a great time to hand out buddy cards as you're walking the route. Or you can decorate veterans' graves with flags. I've always recommended, my units have done this for years, going out to the Ohio Western Reserve National Cemetery in Rittman on Saturday, May 24th. It's at 9 a.m. They get over 1,000 scouts to come out and help put the graves on put flags on the over 30,000 graves that are at this national cemetery. It's a great event, very patriotic. They get a lot of help, and believe it or not, you're probably going to be out of there in around an hour, despite that many flags. These kinds of activities show our community how active we are and how we are building character in our young scouts. And remember, if you do something like this, write up a press release, take some pictures, and send them to your local newspaper or online news service, or if your unit has social media, go ahead and post it on there as well. Lots of people don't realize that we are here. So, let's show them. Okay, time now for our first of our two hot topics for tonight, and it's a video that we have from the National Council regarding the yearly program planning meeting that your PAC should be having around this time of year. Now, it's important for PACs to have this meeting before the end of the school year so that families can know and plan for what is coming up, not only for the summer, but for next school year as well. And it will allow the PAC committees and the den leaders to begin planning for the activities and events that they're going to be doing in the coming year. Presenting the video, it's our old friend Anthony Berger, National Director of Cub Scouting.
Sometimes I ponder the great mysteries of life, such as, why are there interstate highways in Hawaii? If you're in a vehicle going the speed of light, what happens when you turn on the headlights? How do you know when it's time to tune your bagpipes? You may think such deep thoughts at times, and one of those thoughts may be, what makes a great Cub Scout pack? We will explore the answer to this question for the ages during this roundtable. Welcome to Roundtable, and I'm glad that you're here as we explore the mysteries of Cub Scouting and what makes a great Cub Scout pack. We will explore this together, and at the end, you should find the answer to this burning question. We're going to approach this with a metaphor of being sick. When you're sick, you know that you're sick because you're showing symptoms, a fever or a runny nose, and you may take something to treat those symptoms, to break the fever or stop the runny nose. However, if you continue to have a fever, you want to find the cause of that fever. You want to find that disease. So in addition to treating the symptom, you want to treat the disease to keep those symptoms from returning. So in Cub Scouting, what's the most common disease, not symptoms, but disease that we find with Cub Scout packs that are struggling? We know that not conducting an annual program planning conference is that disease. Okay, don't let the word conference intimidate you. How about an annual program planning party? The name is not as important as the purpose and the results. Just like eating right, staying hydrated, and exercising can prevent health issues, conducting an annual program planning is the best thing you can do to get your pack healthy and keep it healthy. Our prescription for every pack is to conduct an annual program planning conference. Now, during this roundtable, we're not going to go through the details of how to conduct one. Instead, we will share some proven techniques. To learn how to conduct an annual program planning conference, simply go to my.scouting and the BSA Learn Center, complete the Cub Scout training module, Annual Program Planning for Cub Scouting. Now, that's found in the Pack Committee Chair training track of Earning Your Training Strip. This 18-minute module will walk you through the details of how to conduct this conference with your pack. In the training module, there is information about the secret sauce of scouting. Now, this is a research-driven project that discovered the 3 key ingredients to the secret sauce that's found in scouting programs that have high retention and participation among their families. Now, the first step is that the pack committee chair and the Cub Master should meet to discuss the annual program planning and make some decisions. In addition to setting the date and time and location of the event, there needs to be a decision on what kind of planning event do you want. Do you want this to be a conference with adults only? Do you want it to be an event for adults and Cub Scouts? Or an event where all family members are invited? For example, as Cub Master, I met with our pack committee chair and we decided to make our conference family friendly. We made ours a summer picnic with hamburgers and hot dogs, fun activities for the kids, and we conducted it on our committee chair's property. Now, all families were invited and expected to attend. We kept it fun and casual atmosphere. Now, this helped us build a community. I want to point out that the element that made our planning conference a success was that it was something that we knew our families would enjoy, and it was something that they could look forward to. From past events, we learned that our families liked special events on a Saturday, and that when we provided food, people showed up. If you choose to have an adult-only conference, will that exclude some members of your pack who are single parents? Is there something you can do to arrange to ensure that they too can participate? Making those type of arrangements creates a very welcoming atmosphere. Now, here's a tip from the experts. At your planning conference, have an open dialogue about defining success for your pack. Now, think of it this way. Next year, at the next planning conference, how will you know that you were successful? When you see smiling faces and hear laughter and see Cub Scouts having fun, that certainly is a great way to measure success. So here's the tip from the experts on that. Keep in mind that it isn't the plan that's going to make you successful, but the commitment to the plan. And the way to get a commitment to a plan is that you need to get ownership by those who are going to be part of making the plan happen. Annual program planning provides not only an opportunity to set dates for meetings and activities, more importantly, it provides an opportunity for your pack to define its own success and to create a sense of community. Another item to address is the pack calendar. This certainly is the objective of the conference, to have a calendar of meeting dates and of events and times and locations for the coming program year. But in this training module, it states the Cub Master Committee Chair should have a draft calendar to present. This is actually a lot easier than it sounds. Instead of starting with a blank calendar, just simply take the dates of all the pack meetings and events from last year's calendar, pencil them into next year's calendar. At the conference, you can go month by month and ask, what needs to be changed? This will help keep the meeting moving, and several months will not require much discussion or any changes at all. If your pack does not have a history of doing an annual program planning, you will need to manage your expectations of participation. You're not going to capture everyone the first time you conduct one, but you will capture some. Like any other well-run event, there shouldn't be any surprises as to who will be there. That means simply personally contact with everyone you are expecting to attend and confirm their attendance if they can or cannot come. So a tip from the experts is use the calendar and the discussions from the annual program planning as a regular part of your monthly committee meetings or monthly parent meetings. A review of the next 3 months, confirming details for the next month, and making assignments for tasks creates a healthy and functional pack. You also want to manage your expectations of the results. Instead of setting the expectation that things will always be perfect or that you're striving towards perfection, have an expectation of continuous improvement. You will make mistakes, and that is okay. Learn from them, make adjustments, and move forward. So, what makes a pack great? Conducting an annual program planning is a major factor in making your pack great. It will help you build a community for your families. And when a community works together, it can overcome any challenge. Now, it's time for you to share. For the remainder of the session, consider these questions. If your PAC conducts an annual program planning conference, what part of the conference do you feel your PAC does well? What part of the conference do you think your PAC could improve on? If your PAC conducts an annual program planning conference, why do you think it is an important part of how your PAC operates? Have you taken the training module, Annual Program Planning for Cub Scouting? If so, is there something in that module that you learned and that you use in your PAC? What do you do for your annual program planning conference? If you don't conduct an annual program planning conference, what are the barriers to you doing one this summer? And is there someone at Roundtable who would be willing to help you? Now, annual program planning conferences can be a great, fun way to build community for your PAC and to get ready for the next program year. So have fun doing it, and I look forward to seeing you next time.
All right, thank you, Anthony. We want to take a minute here to remind everyone about Scouts Read Sacred Text, an event that is taking place tonight. Now, this is an initiative from Scouting America's National Religious Relationships Committee and is promoted here by the Great Trail Council Religious Relationships Committee. It's a worldwide invitation to Scouts designed to inspire them to set aside some time to read a sacred text from their religion. All youth, even if you're not in Scouting, all youth are encouraged to read tonight, which is the U.S. National Day of Prayer, or any time the rest of this week that's convenient for you. Now, as of this past Monday, over 4,200 youth had already committed to read for this year's event. That's 1,000 more than did it last year. Now, there's a registration link at the bottom of the slide on screen right now, and as with any event, there are patches and stickers available that you can purchase. Now, you can also check with your den and or unit leaders, as participation in this program may count towards duty to God requirements for rank or other adventures and achievements. Also, we want to take a minute to remind you that your summer planning should be starting. Don't end your program at the end of the school year. We want to keep our PACs active. So make sure that you're doing some sort of activity during the summer months. It doesn't have to be anything formal. It could just be get together at somebody's house for a pool party, or you're going to go to a park for a picnic and just throw around a Frisbee, or Cub Scouts, one of their favorite things is go for ice cream someplace. So, some things to think about. And also, you can be eligible to receive the Cubs Summertime Fun Adventure Award. All right, time now for our second topic, and we're going to cover how to get more parents to volunteer while also trying to ensure that they don't get overwhelmed or burned out. Always a tough thing to balance. Anthony Berger is back to give us this presentation.
All right, before we get started, Peter, can you hand me a bottle of water, please? Thank you. Hey, many of us volunteer every day without even knowing it. Peter just volunteered to help me by getting me a bottle of water. In this roundtable, we're going to discuss the most common mistakes PACs make when they try to get parents to volunteer. So, welcome to Roundtable, where everyone volunteers. First, let me apologize for the title, because I don't want you to think that if you don't have every parent in your PAC volunteering, that you are somehow doing something wrong. I also don't want you to think that I'm under the delusion that getting every parent to volunteer is a realistic goal. What we do know is that studies and surveys show that the majority of parents with Cub Scout age children expect to volunteer in some manner for their child's activities. This just isn't a Cub Scout thing. In the Roundtable video, Welcoming New Families, posted on October 2020, we shared the first thing that a pack needs to do to welcome new families is to create a culture of fun and friendship in your pack. This is so important that it does bear repeating, because it really is the key to creating a culture where parents volunteer. So if you missed that video, go check it out. There's another great resource that you should watch if you haven't already done so, and that's the Roundtable video, Getting Parents Involved. In that video, we share a proven technique for getting more parents to help with the tasks that need to get done in your pack. So in this roundtable, we're going to go and address the most common mistakes pack make when they try to get parents to volunteer. Now, leaders say that they have a difficult time recruiting parents, and often they tell me that what they do is they get parents together in a room and they tell them that they need help. They may stand up at a blue and gold and say something like this: "We really need more parents to help out with our pack. Please, if you can help, we need you. If you like to be on the pack committee, we need you. We'll find a spot for you." There's so much wrong with this approach. The overall error is that you're not asking a specific person to do a specific task. You will notice that this is one of the reasons why the method shared in Getting Parents Involved actually works. You're asking specific people to do a specific task. A task that a person chooses. It wasn't assigned. A task that may or may not include being a registered leader. Now, the other thing that I would say about this approach is that no one wants to board a sinking ship. When you give a desperate plea for help to parents, it just comes off as just that, desperate. Looking desperate is never a good approach when you want to attract people to help. Now, at the beginning of the video, I asked Peter, someone specific, to get me a bottle of water, a specific task. I know Peter, and I know that he has the skills necessary to do this task. He knows where the water is. He knows how to pick it up. He can bring it to me. He's also motivated because if my throat and mouth remain moist, the better I can read the teleprompter. The less takes we have to do. And the quicker we can get this done and move on to the next project. There are 2 other people in the studio as we're filming this. If I had asked, "Will someone get me a bottle of water?" the first thing that would have happened is 3 people would have looked at each other, wondering, who's he talking to? Then, what if one of them didn't know where the water was? They would be thinking, well, he's not talking to me. During this moment of silence and confusion, I would start thinking, well, no one wants to help me. Now, think about what happens if you have 10 people in a room and you ask, "We need more parents to help out." Now, this is what people are actually thinking when you say that. Who are they talking to? Are they talking to me? I don't even know how this Cub Scout program works, so they certainly can't be talking to me. This must not be very important if they're just asking anyone to do it. Hey, I got 15 minutes before I have to leave and pick up my other kids. This is completely unorganized. I am not sure I want to be part of this. All right, so now that you know what happens when you ask a group of people all at once with a generic plea for help, we hope you will avoid it. We recommend using the proven techniques described in the Roundtable video titled Getting Parents Involved. This is especially effective if you have a lot of positions or tasks that need to be done or filled all at once. Now, when you have a key leadership position to fill, like a den leader, cub master, or pack committee chair, you really should use the Recruiting Volunteer Leaders brochure found on scouting.org. This tool will walk you through an effective method for identifying and recruiting these key positions. Now, this tool focuses on the concept of first identifying skill sets needed for the position and then identifying those who have those skill sets. The biggest mistake people make in this area is thinking that tenure or prior scouting experience is required for every leadership position, and that simply just isn't true. Now, you want to have regularly scheduled meetings with your parents. Now, I often share how we built a pack by having monthly parent meetings. Now, this really was our pack committee, but we didn't want anyone to think that we didn't want their help. So when you say you are having a PAC committee meeting, only people who are registered leaders and know that they are on the PAC committee attend. When you call it a parent meeting, the name of the meeting itself indicates you expect all parents to attend. This simple tip is another way to create a welcoming environment. Our standard PAC schedule was to have DEN meetings the first 2 weeks of the month, PAC meetings on the 3rd week, and the parents meeting the 4th week. We decided to have all our meetings on Tuesdays. So in our community, Tuesday night was Cub Scout night. Now, I'm not suggesting that your PAC needs to have the same cadence. I share this to demonstrate that we put some thought into what would work best for our parents. We felt it was important to just have one night a week, and we thought it would be important to keep that night the same each week. Now, we didn't always get every parent to attend, but we always had enough parents who were willing to help with tasks that needed to get done. Regularly scheduled meetings for parents is also an opportunity to do something very important, and that is to build a PAC community. We talked about this in an episode of Cub Chat Live, and you can watch that episode and all the past episodes on the Scouting Magazine Facebook page. The parent meeting doesn't need to be boring either, and it doesn't need to be in the same place that you hold your PAC meetings. Perhaps it's held at a coffee shop, or maybe there's a family in your PAC that would be willing to host the meeting in their house. The point is to think of it this way. The more attractive you make the meeting to the parents you serve, the more likely they will attend. And remember, refreshments are always a good way to attract people. Now, I saved the most common mistake for last, and that is simply not asking. Yes, I know that seems odd. What is even more odd is that leaders who say they ask all the time will still have parents say, "I was never asked." This isn't an indication of not asking, it is how you are asking. Remember, ask a specific person to do a specific task. This may provide a number of choices from which the person selects a task. Don't make desperate pleas for help. Watch the Roundtable videos titled Welcoming New Families and Getting Parents Involved, and have regularly scheduled meetings that parents want to come to. Now, for the best part, it's time for you to share with others. Consider these questions. What tip in this video did you find the most helpful or insightful? What do you do that works best for your PAC to get parents to volunteer? What changes are you planning to make based on what you learned from this roundtable? Have you seen the Roundtable videos welcoming new families and getting parents involved? If so, did you make any changes to your PAC based on what you learned from those roundtables? That's it for this roundtable. I look forward to seeing you at the next roundtable.
All right. Thank you, Anthony. All right. Up next, we want to share with you the calendar of upcoming events to make sure you have them on your PAC or DEN calendar to save the date. First up, we are still in need of Rangemasters for Cub Rangemaster training. The next session is going to be on May 31st from 9 to 5 at Camp Stambaugh. And then the Range and Target Activities events, these are going to be going on all throughout the remainder of the year. They've already started last weekend, and they will be going through October 11th. You can go to Camps Manitowoc, Butler, and Stambaugh, and these activities are free. They're part of the adventure fee, so go online and sign up for those. Then we've got our District Pinewood Derbies. First up is Canal, that is coming up this Saturday from 8 to 3 at Chippewa Intermediate School in Doylestown. After that, next Saturday is the Soaring Eagle Pinewood Derby on May 10th from 10 a.m. to 6:30. This is going to be at Summit Mall in front of the Dillard's South Store. Now, don't let those times scare you. There's going to be staggered start times based on the ranks. You don't have to be there for that entire time period. After that, on May 17th, is the Crooked River Pinewood Derby. That is from 10 to 3 at Lakeview Elementary School in Stowe. Then on June 8th, that is a Sunday, it is the 2025 Pre-Camp Swim Check. So if you are planning to go to day camp, overnight camp, or Scouts BSA summer camp, this is an opportunity for you to take your swim check ahead of time and not have to do it at camp. This is again on June 8th from 1 to 4 p.m. You need to bring with you your BSA health and medical record, which is parts A and B, to participate. Now, registration is required. They're 30-minute time slots. The 1 to 1:30 time slot is already filled, so you won't be able to get into that one. Up next, we have a couple of district-only events. On June 15th, the Canal District is going to be hosting their fishing derby, and that is going to be on June 15th from 10 to 2 at Little Turtle Pond in the Firestone Park. That's over by the Firestone Golf Course. And this is a free event for anybody in Canal District. Poles and bait will be provided, or you can bring your own. And then on August 9th, the Canal District is hosting a rain gutter regatta from 11 to 3 p.m., and that is at the First Congregational Church of Talmadge. Now, to register online for any of those events, you go to that link at the bottom of the screen there, which is gtcscouting.org/calendar-events. All right. We have another reminder that there is still time to register for Cub Scout Day and Overnight Camp. There's the slide for it. There are 5 dates to choose from for day camp, and there are 2 overnight camp dates. Now, you can attend any day camp session that works for you, which may not necessarily be the one that your district is hosting or that the rest of your pack is going to. If those dates don't work out for you, there's other dates that you can choose from. And remember that for overnight camp, the registration is done at the pack level. Now, there are still slots available for all of the overnight camp registrations because you'll be sharing campsites with other packs. Now, an important thing to point out for this Cub Summer Fun, our latest statistics from 2024 show that only about 25% of our Cub Scouts attended either day or overnight camp, and we really want to see that number increase. Every Cub Scout deserves the opportunity to attend our Cub Summer Camp programs. So let's see what we can do to get our Cubs attending day or overnight camp. Also, we don't have a slide for it yet because it's not official yet, but look for in the coming week an announcement about upcoming summer pool parties that are going to take place at Camps Butler and Camp Stambaugh. We should have the information. It'll be out on the calendar in about a week or so, but we don't have anything to officially announce yet, which is why we don't want to give you any slides on that just yet. But we will for the June roundtable. We'll have all the information on that. All right, finally, we want to let everyone know about our upcoming Cub Summer Hikes. These are a lot of fun. This is a free activity as part of the adventure fee. As you can see on screen there, these are going to be held on the Wednesdays during our Scouts BSA Summer Camp at Camp Manitowoc. Those dates are June 18th and 25th and July 2nd, 9th, and 16th. It's going to be from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. every Wednesday, rain or shine. And you're going to meet at the pavilion next to the trading post. For those of you that are familiar with Manitowoc, this is the pavilion that used to be known as the Handicraft Shelter. Handicraft at summer camp has been moved to a new location, but the shelter is still going to remain, the old shelter anyway, will remain next to the trading post. The great thing is, once it's over with, you can head over to the trading post and get a slushie. Everybody loves those slushies. Now, the hikes are age-based, so it's going to be a shorter, less strenuous hike if you're a tiger or a wolf, and it'll be a little longer, maybe a few more hills if you're, say, a Webelos or Arrow of Light. As we mentioned before, this is free as part of the adventure fee, and we'd really like to have you come out because it is a lot of fun, and you'll also get to see our scouts from the troops that are having a ball out at summer camp. And as you can see, you need to bring medical forms parts A and B with you, just in case something happens and we need to look at your medical history. You can register right now, as you see there at the bottom of the screen, at scoutingevent.com. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. I want to thank everyone that has been watching, and thank you to those that are helping behind the scenes. Our next roundtable will be right back here on YouTube Live on Thursday, June 5th. I'm going to check real quick with Sherry Buck. Do we have any questions from the chat? No, we do not. Okay. Well, again, thank you all for watching. To close out tonight, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to show you a video that you can use in your den or even your pack meetings on closing out your meetings with the Living Circle. This is a ceremony that I remember doing when I was a Cub Scout back when dinosaurs roamed the earth, if you listen to my kids, and it's one that I'm sure many of you other former Cub Scouts may remember as well. Thank you for all you do for Cub Scouting. We'll see you on the trail. Good night, everyone.
Ceremonies and traditions in your den meetings build a sense of team and a feeling of belonging to your Cub Scouts. The living circle is a tradition in Cub Scouting that is often used to close a meeting. To form a living circle, have everyone in the den form a circle. If you have adult partners and parents with you, they should be included too. Everyone should be facing slightly to the right. Everyone places their left hand into the circle with their thumb sticking out horizontally. Everyone joins hands by clasping the thumb of the person to the left and allowing the person to the right to clasp their thumb. Now have everyone form the Scout sign with their right hand. At this point, you can recite the Scout Oath, the Scout Law, the Outdoor Code, or any combination to close the meeting. You can also add to the closing by having everyone pump their left hand up and down and recite the Cub Scout motto, "Do your best." A formal closing like this living circle makes it clear that the meeting has ended and everyone is dismissed. It brings everyone together as a final reminder of their willingness to live by the Scout Oath and Scout Law.